that you're going to be oriented to is our buddy program. So as a new employee, we're going to pair you with a seasoned employee who's been here for at least 2 years. Anytime you have questions as you're logging onto our system, as you're navigating paperwork, your buddy is your go-to person for any kind of assistance that you need. What we're going through today is just an overview of lots and lots of stuff. It's going to be a lot of information, so if you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt me as we go, and I'm happy to answer your questions. So, Moss Adams was established in 1913. We are currently the largest accounting and consulting firm headquartered in the West. And as far as the nation is concerned, we are the 11th largest. Across all of our offices, we have 1,700 employees, and that includes 230 partners. We were founded by one of the members of Praxity, and that's a globalized independent accounting firm. So that's kind of a big deal. This individual who founded our organization was already very well established in his own career when he created Moss Adams, and we're pretty proud of that. So what do? We do taxes. We also do assurance, consulting, and wealth services, but the majority of our business is involved with doing taxes for large corporations. We have 21 offices located in Washington, Oregon, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Kansas. At this time, we don't have plans of moving any further east, but one day maybe. We have our hand in a lot of different industries. One of our most rapidly growing industries is the medical industry. So we do a lot of double checking for medical coders. Because doctors' offices and hospitals are able to bill insurance companies based on the way things are coded, they will send their coded bills over to our accounting department so that we can look over how it's coded and make sure that they're billing appropriately for services rendered. I mention it just because that particular area has tripled probably in the last 2 years. So that's where a lot of our energy is being focused right now. And then, of course, you can see that there are quite a few other industries that we're involved in, but we don't need to go over all of them. You will each be assigned several accounts, and your accounts may all be in the same industry, but it's likely that they're going to be out of a couple of the lists that we have here. When we do taxes for companies, they often ask us to handle other things for them, which may include financial planning, managing their assets, helping them with their investments. We do a lot of work with companies that are merging in order to make sure that all of their books are in order and that all of the financial aspect of that is handled appropriately. And companies who are acquiring new, it could be new property, it could be new offices, it could be other companies. We are structured as such. So this wasn't even on. Why didn't anybody tell me?
Because we're not looking at that. Yeah, I was like, what?
I feel really looking at the interpreter. We are structured as such. Our technicians are those who are working accounts. They're doing some.
No, just the screen.
Okay.
Good job,
Our technicians are those who are not certified accountants. They're doing some paperwork. They're doing some data input and things like that. Our staff accountants are those who are certified public accountants. So they're handling their own accounts. We have seniors who are obviously above our staff accountants. Those people have some extra years of experience. Typically, they're managing bigger accounts, and they'll have a couple other accountants working under them on those larger accounts. And then we have our managers who are managing larger departments, our senior managers who manage our managers, and our partners. As I mentioned earlier, we have 230 partners. Now, in order to make partners, you're going to have to work your way through these ranks and be with us for a long time. And by the time you get to be partners, you're going to have several accounts under your belt. Your primary role as partner is going to be for the Although area staff is our administrative staff, and our lead admin, or what most would probably call an office manager. You just don't refer to her as that, but she is an office manager. Our HR manager is actually located out of New Mexico. So the HR manager in New Mexico handles all of like our benefits, packages, and things like that. The lead admin here will help you fill out all of your paperwork and help make sure that that's all processed correctly. But ultimately, it goes to New Mexico, and our HR manager takes care of most of that. The consulting groups I'm not going to get into today because it's rather complicated and this is just an introduction. So this is what we live by. Pillars. Passion for excellence. Obviously, we want all of our work to be of the best, top quality. Integrity. We expect all of our employees to do business in an honest manner. We expect that they give appropriate information to the client. Of course, we expect that if the client asks you to lie on their taxes, you're going to say no because we have integrity in our business. We expect you to continue to learn. We will facilitate that for you. Of course, we're going to provide you the continuous that you need to either get or maintain your CPA certificate. And we will do that on site. We'll also send you places for that as well. It's important, though, that you do have that passion to continue to learn. Because as you know, anything to do with taxes is constantly evolving. We expect you to lead by example. We expect you to be good employees. We expect you to be supportive of one another. And if you want to see something positively changed in our environment, we expect you to be the leader of that positive change. Everyone here is accountable to someone. Even our partners are accountable to each other or to managing partners and also to their clients. So there is accountability across the board. We expect everyone to hold each other accountable, and if you see something that's inappropriate, or if you realize that your own actions have been inappropriate and you weren't aware of that at the time, we expect you to come forward with that and be honest with us. And of course, like most businesses, we want to foster an environment of respect. We respect each other, regardless of where you are on our little organizational chart, whether you're a technician or whether you're a partner. We expect you to be respectful to everybody in our offices. So, in terms of the passion for excellence, we are going to set high goals for you, and we want you to set high goals for yourselves as well. We find that in setting goals, it helps you to maintain your motivation. If you're not working toward anything, it's easy to become lackadaisical and complete it. We're all dedicated to high quality work, and typically what we want our employees to do is to seek more opportunities for responsibility. As I've mentioned, we are very passionate about what we do, and we expect our employees to share our passion and to be working towards the same mission that we're working towards as well. It's important to us that our clients trust us. We're dealing with their money, and people value their money, obviously. So if they don't trust us, we're going to lose their business. So the foundation of that trust is going to be our integrity. They need to see our integrity in every aspect of our business. So we expect our employees to exemplify that. Your behavior must be honest and straightforward and ethical at all times. If you ever have a concern about a colleagues' ethical practices, if you're not sure what the appropriate ethical decision is in a situation, if you're concerned with what a client is asking you to do and whether or not it's ethical, please come to one of the managers or one of the partners and have a conversation about that. We would certainly want to talk to you about that before you make a decision so that we can protect you as well as our clients. Everything that we learn from our clients is kept strictly confidential. The administrative staff will be in on some of that information simply because we're going to have to copy paperwork. Of course, if you're working with other accountants on that account, then you need to share that information with them. Other than that, you don't need to share the information with anybody. We will get phone calls from the media from time to time if we're handling larger accounts. We will never, ever, under any circumstance, touch the media. We will not even go so far as to confirm whether or not we're handling a specific account. Very important. If you ever get a direct call for the media, please refer it to the office manager, and she will handle it from there. It's difficult to be an accountant and not be curious about changes in the world. Constantly new laws are passing or current laws are changing, and it affects us on a regular basis. So it is imperative that you be involved in that process and that you become very much aware of what those changes look like. Those changes are going to impact our customers, and they're going to impact you, so we have to be in the loop. We like to host positive attitude around here during busy season. Coming up on April 15th, it gets really crazy, and it's easy that comes with that pressure and be a little bit negative, but we want to do the best that we can to maintain a positive environment. If you're asking someone to help you out with something, it's important that you're not asking them to do anything that you yourself are not willing to do. If it's something that you're just too busy to get to, of course we understand that we all need to support each other. It's just important that what you're asking them to do is within their scope and is obviously ethical and isn't breaking confidentiality. As I mentioned previously, we do feel that accountability is very important. If you happen to make a mistake, that's perfectly fine. We all do. It's just important that you admit to that mistake and take appropriate action to remedy that mistake as well. I wanted to mention this one. Part of our accountability is to take an appropriate amount of time off. Everybody needs a break, and the higher up you get in our organization, is probably any organization, the more responsibility you're going to have, and the harder you're going to work. And the less likely you're going to be to take your vacation days. You earn them, and we expect you to take them. If we think that you're getting burnt out, if we think that you really need a rest, and you've got all 250 years vacation days saved up, and they're going to start to roll off of your accrued time, we're going to force you to take vacation. You're welcome. Be respectful of each other. We want to be professional in this office. We have a good time to joke around, absolutely, but it is so important to be professional. Understand the standards that we've set here and do everything that you can to comply with them. If there's a specific standard or a rule or a policy that you don't understand, talk to us about it. I'm sure that any one of us would be happy to explain it to you because these are things that we developed for a reason. Decisions were not arbitrary, and we want all of our employees to understand the spirit behind each of our policies. So, here's the Phoenix office. We cover healthcare. When I say dealer services, that is car dealerships. We work with technology and life sciences. Construction and real estate, we group those together. We group those together because sometimes the construction involves new build and there's a real estate agent involved in those transactions. And, they typically overlap quite a bit, so we group those into the same department. Financial services we mentioned earlier, so that's where we're assisting clients with investments and acquisitions and mergers and things like that. We also work with several of the tribal communities here in Arizona. That often does involve working with them on their endeavors to build or maintain their casinos. The taxing for casinos, especially on tribal lands, can get pretty tricky. So our experts in that field have worked long and hard to develop relationships and learn that material. If that's something that you're interested in, talk to me about it, and we can get you a mentor in that department to help you get started. And then marketing, development,